Sometimes you have to watch what you say to people. Sometimes your hurting words can destroy someone. The old saying says sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never harm you. That's a lie. Words can kill you. Guys, I know you've been hurt, and I know people frustrate you, and I know it seems like people don't understand you. But you literally have to watch what you say to people because you don't know what they're going through, how bad they feel, or how convicted they may feel of how they treated you. Because if you put all your anger and your frustration towards that person and you just really let them have it, those words can actually take them to their grave. So be careful what you say to people because we're doing too much putting down and not enough uplifting. So I encourage you guys, if you got to speak to someone, if you got to shout, if you got to get mad, if you got to put all your frustrations out there, give it to the Lord. It ain't easy. I know it seems totally crazy, but over time, you will be delivered out of that situation. God doesn't want you to stay in the past. He wants you to look towards the future. Guys, I went through a situation a couple days ago to where I literally felt like I destroyed every person in my family. And after I said what I said, I had to think about it. I wasn't wrong what I said at all. But I didn't think to myself, maybe they already know. They just having a hard time telling me. And the only thing I had to do was tell them how I felt and give it to the Lord. But sometimes, if people don't want to hear what you have to say, they'll cut you off. They don't want to hear it. They'll walk out of the room, throw a temper tantrum, or have a nervous breakdown, and then you get or make a joke out of it. Then you get so frustrated, and then now, boom, all hell has broken loose. And at that little moment of time, you have to realize that is really when the devil is really taking over that situation. Because you are coming so humble as possible to tell people how you feel. But then one little reaction from them or something they do can trigger you, you snap. And then those words that you say to that person could affect them for the rest of their lives. Guys, I know it's hard biting your tongue, especially on people who have done you so completely awful. I know it's hard. I know it's hard biting your tongue when people talk about you. I know it's hard biting your tongue when people try to persecute you. I know it's hard biting your tongue to where you just feel like everyone's against you and you feel like you can never get your voice or your opinion out. But those are the moments to where you have to remain humble and remain still. And if people are not willing to accept what you have to say or want to understand how you feel, then those people are not good for you in your life. Now, before you can tell someone how you feel of how they did you, you must also reflect back to yourself and realize all of the horrible things you have done. And if you're going to confront somebody about something they did to you, you have to tell them and confront yourself and tell them, hey, I've done this, I've done that. I know I've did this, I know I've done that. And I've worked on me to try to stop these things. But this is what you have done to me. And I feel like a lot of our situations, a lot of our arguments happen because you do this. And I don't know how to handle my emotions when it comes to you. You can't just always play one side. There's always two sides to a story. You know? Um, perfect situation. Family of mine, very close to her, very close to her. Growing up, I was a bully. You know what I mean? I was a bully. I wasn't the best family member ever, especially when friends would come around. They would call her fat, ugly. There were times where I would defend her. Then after a while, when you want to be accepted, you will put other people, especially people you close to, on the back burner so you can try to fit in with those people. And she remembered those things. And then once we got older, I mean, every time we did something, every time I said something or did something, she always would snap, react. I mean, the things she would say about me, the things she would do to me. I mean, I never could do right around this person. It was always something wrong. And the whole time I'm sitting back watching her, she's the one with the problem. And I had to really reflect, like, why is she really coming on me? And I have done nothing wrong to her. Like, she really, really hates me. One minute she loves me, then as soon as I do something, she wants to put it all on me. She wants to embarrass me. She wants to make me feel so low. And then everybody falls under her stuff. And now you just feel worthless like the black sheep, like no one wants you around. So I had to really think about it. I'm like, why in the world is this woman? Why is she so evil? Then I remembered, oh, I wasn't the nicest person to her growing up. Then once I realized that and told her that, I said, I know I was not the best family member. I know I did you wrong. I know how you feel. And I am completely sorry. The time you went through that situation, I was there. I did this. I'm over here trying to plead to this person. Hey, I know what I did was wrong. But at the end of the day, no matter how bad I did you, I have tried to make things right with you, and you still tried to destroy my name. And all I was doing was letting her know and a couple other family members how I felt. She was the only one who responded. When I tell you she went off on me, she snapped. And everything I said I did, she literally came back to me telling me all these things. And I'm just like, dude, calm on, calm down. You know what I mean? So sometimes people don't want to hear their mess ups. You understand? Because you don't want to hear your mess ups. You don't want to hear what people have to say about you. You really don't want to hear the negative things people want to say about you. We're in a world to where everyone's sensitive. Don't nobody want to deal with their own things. They want to talk about everybody else. Everyone can dish it, but they can't take it. Everyone wants to ha ha ha, but never wants to laugh coming towards them. So I'm here to tell you guys, life, you're going to be on both sides. I'm going to be honest with you guys. You guys are going to be the good ones at times, and there are going to be the times to where you will be the enemy. That's life. But when you allow the devil to use you, and when you allow the devil to make you feel someone else feel bad, you have to come back, reflect on yourself, and say, Lord, kill that spirit inside of me, because I don't want no one treating me like that. But in spite of all of it, if things don't go your way or go plan, or people do not want to listen to you or accept how you feel, don't say nothing. My cousin is an arson detective, so he does a lot of investigations. And he told me the first thing about being an investigator is you ask one question and you remain silent. And then there's nothing more, because there's nothing more uncomfortable than someone in a silent situation. And then more you're silent, the more you're silent, the more they're gonna get to talking. And they just keep on talking, talking, talking. And as an investigator, you're like, okay, well, there's truth to this. So then now the truth starts to come out. So if you have something on your chest, just say it. You ain't gotta argue, you ain't gotta, man, trust me. You don't have to even come out, don't waste your energy. Because some people just don't want to accept, some people just don't want to accept it. Some people just don't want to see their negativity at all. But it's not for you to try to stress it on them. It's not for you to force it on them. Say what you got to say, then be silent. Cut them off. Do what you got to do. And eventually, it will click in their head. And then they will come to you and say, hey, you know what? What I did was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did, man. That's not me. I didn't know all these years, I was treating you so bad, but really, I was really mad at myself. This isn't just something for me or the next person. This is something that everybody in the world needs to do. We all need to do this. We all need to do this. Okay? Everything does not need to be said, because you never know. The words you say to somebody could literally be the words that carry them that put them in their grave. Or those could be the last words you ever say to them, and you will never get a chance to ever make it right with them again. And to the ones who did someone wrong, listen to them. Accept it, but screw guilt. Don't hold on to it. You pray about it and you do what you got to do to become a better person so you can help the next person. Guys, it's not that hard. We got to do right by one another. So, yeah, everything doesn't need a reaction. Everything doesn't need a response. Because you never know the words you say that could affect someone for the rest of their lives. Because life and death is in the power of your tongue. Hey, man, y'all got this. And God's got your back.